While climbing, he noticed a woman's body suddenly fell from the cliff. The body hit the climbing rope of him and his partner, causing the carabiners to come loose, and they fell. Fortunately, one of their companions quickly grabbed them. Soon, Officer Kyle arrived at the scene. He put on his climbing gear and slid down the cliff. He noticed that the wound on the body's thigh was from a bite, and the palm had been pierced by a wood splinter. At that moment, a bracelet from her wrist fell off the cliff. After bringing the body to the top of the mountain, an examination showed that the wood splinter was from a black poplar, a tree that doesn't grow at the summit, indicating that the victim had run up from the foot of the mountain. Soon, the coroner completed the autopsy report, confirming that the victim's leg had been bitten by a coyote. However, strangely, no coyote tracks were found near the summit, and there was no match for the girl's information in the DNA database. 3 days passed, and the police still hadn't received any missing person reports. During this time, Kyle went to the base of the mountain and found the dropped bracelet. The next day, he and Officer Naya rode horses to search for clues. They soon found an old wooden cabin. Kyle noticed bloodstained footprints on the ground, and inside the cabin, there was a bloodstained rope, likely used by the victim to stop the bleeding in her leg. Naya was confused. Why didn't the victim hide in the cabin when she was injured? Just as she was about to open the door and step outside, a black bear suddenly lunged at them. Fortunately, Kyle shot and scared the bear away. The two continued their search. Soon, they discovered a pool of blood. Kyle noticed bullet scuff marks on nearby rocks. Following the direction of the marks, he found a bullet lodged in a tree trunk. After further testing by the coroner, the bullet had passed through the victim's thigh. It was clear now that this case wasn't just a simple animal attack. When Kyle got home, he found his ex-wife at the door. She visited him every month. 5 years ago, their child had been kidnapped during a summer camp, and 3 days later, the child's body was found by the river. This tragedy caused their marriage to fall apart. That night, as Kyle was carefully examining the bracelet, he suddenly flipped through an old photo album. It turned out that during a summer camp 15 years ago, they gave such bracelets to all the participants. However, there were hundreds of people who had received these bracelets. They wanted to check every one of them, but things were more complicated than they thought.